It's been a while. Hello, welcome to Monday. I have just returned from 3 weeks in Kenya, and after that, I quickly went to Hoedspruit for a few days off with amazing people. Great break in the bush. I was just speaking to Al earlier on about kind of how it's nice to be able to sit around a campfire, both in the evening and early morning, and just be you, not have to worry about managing the situation around you and so on and so forth from a guest or safari point of view. So it's quite refreshing. It's been a while. Anyway, great trip through Kenya. If you did follow along, yes, I did finish all 200 burpees. The idea was that on day one of my 21-day trip, I would do 10 every minute on the minute. Next day, 20, 30, and so on and so forth. Once I got over 140, shit got real. It's more of a mental thing then than anything. But finished it, did it, and it was pretty cool. I was going to do the last day as well, 210 on the day I checked out, but got a little bit of food poisoning, so I didn't think it was a good idea to be jumping up and down with food poisoning. It's flying back from the Mara. It's the first time on any flight ever, that I've actually prepped my little sickness bag. But I got through it. I did it. Very proud of myself. I got to the hotel after 3 weeks, and I think I got into bed at 6 because I was flying out the next morning, woke up at 4. I don't think I've slept that much in one stretch since I was like 4 or something. But feel better. Quick break on Hoedspruit, back in the office now. At our meeting this morning at the office here, I said to the guys, I'm kind of pulling back this week because I'm doing deep dive into all old admin, old emails, lot to clear up. I've got to do tax this week. It's one of those things you have to do. I've got to get it in by end of the week. So when I leave the office, that's kind of home stuff to do. But all good. Again, I've said this in the past. Travel is amazing for me from a clarity point of view, from an inspiration point of view. And good things happen. I've been consuming a lot of content, a lot of research, a lot of reading, a lot of podcasts. And I recently swapped over to Notion as my note-taking app, and the way it categorizes things, the way it syncs through all my devices. And what I do is actively listen. So if I'm on a podcast that I'm listening to and there's key takeaway points, I make notes and I just keep on pumping them down. It's really cool. It's what you put in. It's the nutrition for your head. And over the last few weeks, and this is in general life, and I'm sure wherever you are, if you're surrounded by public right now, look around you, there's someone on their phone. I would see people on safari in a lion sighting scrolling on their device, right? I've seen people come to the campfire in the Mara and they'll sit down and they'll scroll on their phone. And I've made a concerted effort to not be sucked into this thing. It's fucking hard. It's very hard. But it's scary how we live on this thing. It is an addiction. That is what it is, right? And then people are like, Johanna, I'm just going to check quickly and then I'm not going to stay on for long. If you're relying on your self-control, your own self-control in order to manage your social media consumption, you're basically bringing a knife to a gunfight. Ain't gonna work. Everything around this shit is programmed to suck us in. And I've made a point to be present. I've made a point to, when I'm at the campfire, I sit at the campfire. What I did in the Mara every single morning. So I would get up at 4. I would go finish my burpees, which eventually took about half an hour because I found some dumbbells. Well, the guys bought some dumbbells for us, we asked, and did some auxiliary exercises as well. I would shower, cold shower. It's chilly in the mornings. And then I would I go to the fire on my own before anybody else. I would journal, write some thoughts down, just empty this out, and then just zone for a little bit on my own without this thing. So it's been good. I think, and I've spoken to a few people now, I don't think I've ever come back from a trip feeling this good mentally and physically. It's not about weight loss, but it's the first time in the Mara where I've come back in better shape. I feel better, mentally fresh. Normally you come back and you're a fucking disaster. You just feel from all the food and from the drinks. Drinking is done. I'm finished. What I did in the Mara is every night I would have one. Tenken knew when I got home, he calls it my special, which is a double scotch on the rocks. Have that at the fire. When it's finished, it's finished. But I had a couple of drinks with the people I went away with now. And on, Friday, we had a bottle of wine, and that was it. Done. I think more clearly. I sleep better. I feel better. My training is better. Take your pick. It's just a win-win on everything. So that's good. And then, it's I'm back after it feels like it's a month, right? So I'm in the process now of I'm pulling back a little bit, and then just kind of planning ahead, because I've got 3 weeks before I go back to Kenya. I need to find some physical challenge for then. So if you have any ideas, let me know. But and be stupid about it. Just go wild. Then I'm back for a week. I go to Madikwe, and then I'm going to the US. I'm going to be presenting in Boston, Chicago, and New York. If you're in those cities or close by, hit me up. Let's meet for coffee, go for dinner, whatever the case is. Come and join the presentations. Johanna and myself will be there. But for now, though, getting back into the coaching mindset as well, catch up with some clients and things. And I heard a beautiful analogy, right, of how, because this whole self-help, self-care, self-development thing, it's something that people think is fluffy sometimes. But I'm doubling down on it, and shit, it works. You feel so much better. There's motivation, there's discipline, there's resilience, there's mental strength, there's energy. Training-wise as well, I've gotten to a new training program now, lifting heavy. Fucking feels amazing. I love it. But this analogy that I heard or read, I don't know, like I said, I'm consuming a lot, making notes. And if you imagine for yourself, and this is, self-awareness is the beginning of this. You need to understand who you are and how you operate at base level, and then how you can best execute against that to be better. Imagine, if you will, there's a river going down, big river. The one side is quite rocky, so there's rapids and rocks and stuff. It's chaotic, right? The other side is much smoother. It's an easier ride, so it's more controlled. So you need to understand who you are as a person and on which side of the river you are naturally. Are you more in control, or are you more chaotic? Now, don't judge it and say chaotic's bad, control's good. Not always. Too much control, bad. In anything, work, relationships, for your own mental health, physical health, not always a good thing. And chaotic is not necessarily bad either, right? I'm quite chaotic. I have a shit ton of nervous energy. But someone said to me once as well, and this was from a sports psychology point of view when I was still competing, is you've got all these butterflies in your stomach, right? You can't get rid of them, but you can try and get them to fly in the same direction. So chaotic is not bad as long as you channel it. But now, depending on which side of the river you're on, chaotic side or control-wise, what is it that you need to be better? Generally speaking, if you're on the chaotic side of the river, maybe you need to get a bit of control. So maybe come to the middle a bit. If you're on the too control side, you need to come maybe over to the chaotic side. You see, in life, psychologically speaking, but this works for anything, work, relationships, your mental health, your physical health, everything, we need structure and we need spontaneity. You need both. If you're too structured, you're boring, and you're not going to have enjoyment in things. If you are too spontaneous, you're just going to fucking blow out, and you get the point. You need to be both. So if you can figure out for yourself, where on that river are you? Are you on the chaotic side? What do you need to do in order to maximize that or to control it? Or on the too controlling side, and what do you need to do to be able to have a little bit of freedom as well? It's an interesting analogy that that I've been playing with. Yeah. And I think, and so much to share, but not all in one video. Stop. The idea is what in life, maybe this, if you want to answer this for me on YouTube or on the Instagram messages or comments, or if you want to send me a message, in life, right, we have goals, we have things, we've got enjoyment, gratitude, and everything. How's this for a question of the day? What are you not willing to feel? What are you not willing to feel? Regret, shame, embarrassment, failure, Some people don't want to feel happy because you've conditioned yourself that you're not allowed to. You don't deserve it. Think about that. What are you not willing to feel? Which side of the river are on you? Anyway, now I'm going down. I'm going to stop talking. So, I trained this morning. I've been at the office all day. I'm going to get back to work now. Something to eat, and then back to admin. It's an admin-intensive week, tax week, training week, look after self, plan ahead. Lots of exciting stuff coming up. I'll share that in due course. Also going to do a quick blog post called Whatever It Takes. And it's got to do with getting off your fucking phone for one and doing what it takes to feel better, be better, live better, just be happier and all of those good things. But enough of this for now. Yeah, it's been a good month and feeling pretty damn good. Hope you guys are well. Chat soon. Bye.